All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles of the GMS and the sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. And I want to get into a topic basically going into uh the rights situation. And I'm pretty sure the brother Abawad, the GMS Lions 15, has done a video on this similar to this. But he also sent out this clip as well to the brother from the brother's channel, which is Hasten His Coming. Um, and in this video, just to get to the point, as the title says it all, coronavirus armed police now removing people from their homes. And that's what these police are doing to two people in this video, and and of course, because these people are so used to the American way of living deliciously, they're not used to being that being taken from them. So they having a dispute, really, basically not wanting to go, but of course the police tells them they had to go anyways, and which they eventually do. Well, was one of my seed has gone, and they talk about being the police being robots, or you swore oath to do this and that, and you have to people fail to understand that, number one, it's the police. What they say goes. That's the reason why they're set up there in the first place. So whatever they say, you have to do. So especially in a state where it's a police state, in a police state you have no rights. But when police are being forced to do their job, like literally being forced, you don't get a say so. You may get away with a little petty stuff, like being pulled over, and you have the rights to do this and that outside of police states. But when they're forced to do something, you have to go by it. And what this is when because this is being recorded for other people, what's that going to do? It's going to inflict more riots. People going to be more angry because they realize their rights are being further taken, and that's what's bothering them. So before I get into this clip, I want to get into this the scripture right here. This is Matthew 24:6, and it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." So before I go any further, I wanted to get into that word, the definition of war, because I think a lot of people mistaken that word for it just being just solely World War III, which it is, but it's other things too. So the definition of war: a state of usually open and declared armed hostile conflict between states or nations. So we see the word nations. That's World War III in itself, or any world war that doesn't happen, or any war outside of their countries. But here before that, it says a conflict between states, which means you can have war inside your own states. You're gonna have in which that meaning riots, because that's all war. Basically, a riot is another form of war. Because here's why. To go further into it, it says, let's see, a period of such armed conflict, a state of hostility or conflict or antagonism, a struggle or competition between opposing forces or for a particular end. And that's all the riot is technically. You got the opposing force, which is the sheeple, the average people trying to fight against the government. And guess what? The reason I'm saying they're opposing forces versus the other opposing forces, because guess what? There's always a losing side. So whether it be another government versus another government, or another civilian versus another civilian, or another government versus another civilian, it's still all war. That's why it says under here a class of war. So, and and we clearly see that this is what this is going to lead to. But it says, back to the scripture, it says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. And that's the important thing about this is it has to come to pass. It's going to happen. So I'm gonna get into this clip right here. I'm sure I probably don't even need a full screen. It's just that small.
You're just slaves of the system.
I believe we're all slaves for the system.
And that's why I wanted to get to the main part. I may backtrack it a little bit, just so you see what I'm talking about. Let's see.
So you're welcome to film this up until the point where, but we are going to have to take, you can't take the phone in the back of the cruiser, okay?
Sorry?
You can't take the phone in the back of the cruiser, so once we apprehend you, you'll have to turn the phone over. You can either leave it here, or we can put it with the officer in the front of the cruiser. Whatever you want to do. Would you rather leave the phone here, or?
I'll leave it here.
Okay.
It's unbelievable how you're able to cloud your conscience. You lost your morals.
Well, man, we'd be in trouble if we didn't do our job, right?
You hear that she said you lost your morals. I can't first. That's what I want to get into. Secondly, and it's not to defend police, but a police is going to do what they have to do for that job. Because guess what? A police's job is doing a police's job. You're not going to expect any different. But that's what these people fail to understand is that police are over you. You think you have rights, but you really don't. Police are over the rights. That's why you could get away with small stuff, but if they had to be enforced to do something, then they are above that right. And in the beginning of that video, or this video, the guy, the other police was showing the documents that, hey, this is approved by the judge. I have to do this. And they had a fit. So they're being forced to do something, and these people are having a fit. But you got guys like that out here. That's really that you got Jake. That's Tomo having rights and trying to go against Esau. How you gonna have rights and then go against Esau? That doesn't make sense. To have rights in Esau's society, you had to follow Esau's way. You had to pretty much be with Esau. You can't. How you gonna claim rights and then be against him? And that was towards. I think the brother did a video on that. I think yesterday or the day before when one of these. I forgot which camp he came from. He was another Israelite, but he was asked to be. The police asked him to go somewhere else or to get off the premise. The Jake didn't want to listen, so he got body slammed and arrested, and he's talking about rights. As far as the Jake talking about rights, I'm like, how you gonna you talking about condemning Esau, but yet you want to bring up his rights as if that's really going to save you. There's only so much you could use against Esau. Money, possibly, yeah. Esau's gonna let you get away with stuff like that. But when when it comes to certain things like this, you can't be pulling up Esau's ways that benefit to try to do what you're gonna do. Police ask you to leave, then leave. There's many other spots you could go to, but yet you want to fight for that one spot, as if you couldn't reach people anywhere else. But just to get back into the topic of this video, I'm gonna keep playing it, just for this part right here.
I understand you don't agree with our job, but we'd be in trouble if we didn't do it.
The job is only to feed yourself, and you could have another job. That's not excuse. The job is not a virtue. Any job. You're just slaves of the system.
I believe we're all slaves for the system.
We're
It's
not.
the nature of it.
And he said the main the main part I wanted to get to. Even the police will tell you we are all slaves to the system. Even the police is telling you that. And you people just refuse to get it because you're so stuck on the rights of the American law as if they're supposed to benefit you when they're really not. The laws are just put there just so they can keep you contained, and that's about it. And here, I'm gonna get into the scripture right here, which is Isaiah 42 and 22. It says, "But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore." So, and that's the problem with these people, is they're I'm mainly targeting our people because they've been spoiled. We've been robbed of our identity. We've been whipped and lashed. We had a lot of things taken from us, and then we got spoiled. The nice TVs, gaming systems. You could go to the store. You could work for me. You could work for us. We're gonna give you laws, which is really our laws that you're gonna have to follow, and then we're gonna give you so-called rights and make you believe that you actually have those rights when you really don't. Because you had the question, why would this be called the United States when every state has a different law? Each several states have police states when other states don't, but yet every police in every state is allowed to apprehend you if they're enforced to do something, no matter what the state is. Technically, every state is a police state. They just won't tell that bit. It's because they want to keep you people on the down low. And that's the main problem with our people, is they believe anything Esau tells them. The rights was made by Esau. Yet a lot of you, some of you people that want, especially you black freedom fighters, want to try to buck up against Esau. It's either you take Esau's words or a lifestyle, you run with it, or you don't. So this is Psalms 55 and 21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." So it tells you right there that Esau going to play slick with you people, and y'all people are dumb enough to believe it, which isn't. It's going to happen. I mean, before any of us came into the truth, we was dumb enough to believe Esau because none of us are spiritual. But now we're spiritual, and we look back on the stuff that we did, and then we're seeing you people. Well, it's only but so much we can feel pity for. We're just grateful that the Lord blessed us to open our eyes to show us that we know that who our enemy is. You people don't. Y'all quick to say the white man or the government's your enemy, but yet y'all quick to follow his ways. Y'all like to come against us when y'all the true hypocrites. You people like to look a blind eye towards the things we say, but y'all are so quick to take Esau's words for everything. And Esau's gonna keep doing what he's gonna do. So this is Psalms 10 and 2. Now I'm closing on this. It says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor." I don't even need to go any further with that, because that was the main point I wanted to get into. Because Esau is going to keep persecuting you people. Because guess what? Y'all pretty much like playthings to Esau. We're technically playthings to Esau, but we are more protected on the spiritual side than y'all people will ever be. Because y'all people getting y'all feelings hurt. Y'all get butt hurt about what Esau does, and we out here telling y'all that you can't trust Esau, but y'all trust him anyways. Y'all would try to sit there and agree with us, but guess what? Y'all like to pull up the rights thing, as if that was made by us, as if that was made by the people, when it really wasn't. I don't care if you went back into to America's history and said it was made by the people. Guess what? The government's still the government. America is still run by someone over the people. The people don't have no rights. Y'all, we're just, as the guy has said, we're all slaves to the system. Because guess what? We got on our social security cards, we have all numbers, and yeah, we got all numbers. We're literally labeled. Birth certificates all in all caps. It's showing that we're all just sheep or cattle in the society. So y'all people gonna get what y'all put out. You'll put your trust into Esau. Esau gonna betray that trust even further. Because y'all people are simple and stupid. So with that, shalom.